What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in today to Starting Lineup Podcast. I'm your host, Hands Down Sports, and today's going to be a nice little tribute, so stay to the end. I got some props to give out to some people that are doing huge things with their own podcasts. Just like to let you know how I feel about their playing days. And before that, of course, the NFL is making tons of moves, trades, release players. We're going to go into that. I'm going to give you my take on where I think these guys might head to. In the NBA, the lucky Lakers are on a win streak. My Knicks is hurting. And then we got one player that just did something so wild that it's going to be on the Wilt Chamberlain kind of, discussion here because of the stats. You know what I mean? So stay tuned. Get that yak. I know it might be a little early for y'all. You know what I mean? But get that J, because there's always good time for that. Sit back and relax, my G. I got you, dogs. Hands Down Sports. Let's get it. What's up, guys? So real quick today, in the gentleman's game, I just want to mention the qualifiers for the 2026 WBC World Baseball Classic. I remember the first year they had teams over there in Miami. I remember watching the USA team play Netherlands, and my wife and I attended that game with my best friend Sammy, and it was pretty cool, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know Netherlands was nice at baseball, but they got some guys over there. Let me go down this list. So we got Australia, but then we got Brazil. Brazil, Manny Ramirez has a son that's playing for that Brazilian team. I saw some baseball that a friend of mine sent me, and I was like, wow, Brazil, what's this? I know there's a baseball Instagram page I just started following. They're showing like some of the highlights and stuff, and Manny Ramirez's son plays for that squad, and I'm like, oh, that's what's up, man. And Manny Ramirez had like a little speech for the players before the game started, so it was like in the locker room. And I'm like, yo, I love how he basically intertwined, like, Christianity and life and baseball all in one. You know what I mean? And telling them, hey, man, don't back down. There's a reason why you're here. And let's keep God first. So, good luck to them. You know what I mean? Brazil, hopefully you make a name for yourselves in baseball. That would be pretty cool. But then, of course, we got Canada, Colombia. I didn't even know Colombia had a baseball squad like that. Great Britain. I'm like, Great Britain? They got a baseball team? Chinese Taipei, I know they got a baseball team out there. I don't think they play with any pros, though. I think they got, guys that could probably play in the major leagues, but I'm not too sure. Czech Republic is there. Italy is back, or I think they didn't play last time. Japan, defending champs, Japan. Mexico this year is going to be making huge noise. I can see them getting pretty far. Netherlands, Nicaragua. To me, that's pretty interesting. I don't know nothing about that team. Venezuela, Venezuela, they got studs. South Korea. I'm surprised that South Korea even lets their guys leave the country. But I don't know how that politics happened. I don't really give a damn about what's going on. But South Korea's in it. They might be pretty good. I don't know. Of course, we got the DR. We got PR. You know what I'm saying? We got the USA. We got Cuba. You know what I mean? I think Cuba should be the one trying to really impress, the baseball world right now, because we haven't really heard anything from Cuba at all, man. It's kind of weird, because they got really awesome ball players, man. But then the one that really surprised me, man, I'm like, Israel got a baseball team? Israel. Shit. But I'm away, man. I hope I get to see some of these games. I don't know where it's going to be played at, but I'm going to be following some of these Instagram pages, because they're putting out the highlights of these baseball games, and maybe they'll let me know, what where I gotta subscribe to watch these baseball games. I don't think it's MLB. playing these games. But 2026 WBC qualified teams are already listed. My favorite, of course, is the Dominican team, but we got to go through Japan, my G. The USA team is Diesel, and then we'll see who surprises us out there, man. Because I think that Mexico might be that one team that may take somebody's spot. You know what I mean? Be careful out there, dogs. But that's my little mention today about baseball. Because we're still in the preseason, nothing too exciting. Everybody's getting innings in. You know what I'm saying? Doing a little something. Some people still got a Mets highlight of Soto missing a fly ball. I was like, my G, can't catch a, come on, baby. Soto, you got to do better in the outfield, my dude. I know you're striving to see if you can try your best to be a Gold Glover out there, but, some of these plays that I've seen, even for when you play for the Yankees, I was like, man, he couldn't catch that. What happened? Did he lose it in the lights? What's going on? But, at the plate, different story. Yeah, that's my take, man. Let's go on to the next one. I want to talk about tackle football. All right, guys. So in the world of tackle football, the National Football League, there's been a lot of teams making a lot of moves, man. And I want to talk about a few of them. So the Jaguars, their new GM, Mr. Gladstone, he's making moves. He's like, you, pa' fuera. El otro, traded. El otro, vete pa' allá. Yo, my G. So, Ronald Darby, he's been released. Devin Duvernay, he's been released. Evan Ingram, he's been released. And Christian Kirk was traded to the Texans. Now, the Texans, that's a really nice pickup because, they're not signing Diggs, you know what I mean? So Diggs is a free agent right now, which I wonder what team is going to pick him up. He's not going to Buffalo, so you could cross that one out. So some other players that I'm like kind of shocked that they were released because they were like a good face for the team, man. They play like 9, 10, 12 years over there. So we got Tyler Lockett of the Seattle Seahawks was just released. Now, I know somebody's going to pick him up. He's a good player that can produce for the team. He's not the number one. He doesn't have to be the number two. He comes in for certain plays, and he catches the ball, especially down the field, 40, 50 yards. So I'm just surprised that they let him go, man. This is like a guy that the fans know, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, man, Tyler Lockett's not going to be with us anymore. That's wild, bro. I don't know. And then the other guy that was like, why did they release this guy? So the LA Chargers have released Joey Bosa. I'm like, my dude, but isn't he like one of the best defensive players on your team? What's going on here? Now, I don't know, man. I think Joey Bosa is the type of guy that will be picked up by a team that is in contention to win the Super Bowl. So if I was the Bills, if I was the Broncos, I mean, I don't think they can win the Super Bowl, but if I was the Broncos, if I was the Ravens, somebody out there, even if I was the Kansas City Chiefs, I would try to sign Joey Bosa. Now, word on the street is that he might sign with San Francisco 49ers because he wants to go play with his brother. So, I mean, that would be cool, right? Two Bosas. Oh, man, imagine that. They tackle the quarterback at the same time. Sacked by Bosa brothers. But I think he's still good. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe he had a down year last year. I don't know, but we'll see what happens, bro. I was going to mention, I forgot, man. The Seattle Seahawks traded away Geno Smith. He's going to be with the Raiders next year. And the Raiders are making moves. So they wanted to get Stafford into the building, but he stayed with the Rams. And then they got Geno Smith. I mean, I don't think that was a great second option, to get. But, hey, Geno Smith is solid, bro. With a team that's they're trying to scrap to get up. They're on the bottom, right now, but they're making moves. I mean, the Raiders just signed Max Crosby to an extension of 106.5 million. My G, I'm happy for that dude, man, because he's a big threat on the defensive side. Good for him, B. Speaking of the Rams, Tutu Atwell got a 1 year, 10 million, fully guaranteed contract, which it ain't none. Nobody really knows who he is but me because he's on my dynasty team. I just want to say, Tutu, I'm very happy for you, Mr. Atwell. Let me speak like that to you, even though I'm older than you. But dogs, when Stafford throws the ball to you, please catch it. Don't drop it. You're gonna get like 5 passes thrown to you. Please catch 4 of the 5 at least, my G. You know what I mean? Help a brother out, Doc. My dynasty team is hurt. You know what I mean? I need a little flex. You know what I'm saying? But good for him, my G. That's dope. Like I was talking about the Browns with Myles Garrett. I'm like, if you don't trade him, he's gonna come in and be like, my foot hurt, my knee hurt, my back hurt, my shoulder hurt. You know what I mean? But it's not that. He might hold out. He says, like, that's the rumor, a rumor. So allegedly, he's talking about, I'll hold out from playing this year if you don't trade me. Like, get me out of this team, man. And I don't blame him, babe. The Browns is not going in the right direction, and he's a superstar. So let's see what happens. Now, a veteran running back that also might get signed, and I think that the Giants should try to give him a shot, is the Saints, New Orleans Saints, to release Jamal Williams. Now, he didn't have the type of season that they probably expected compared to what he did for Detroit. I mean, he might be signed by Detroit again, dogs, but, a little cheaper, of course. But I think Jamal Williams can still, produce something for your squad, especially down in the red zone. He's a good ball player. And let's see here. What I was going to say? Oh, yeah. I was going to end it with this. No, not end it with this. I'm sorry, because I want to end it with something else. ADHD, my G. Ya tú sabes, loco. Necesito un chin de J right now. Anyways, but Stephon Diggs, he's a free agent, man. And he can be a big key to the wide receiver room. Now, I don't know if Kansas City wants to give him a shot. If the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, I would even, if I was the Chargers, I would even try and see if he's interested in playing for that squad, because you got a quarterback back there. You know what I'm saying? But I would love to see where Stephon Diggs ends up next year. I know that he's played like 14 seasons in the league, so he probably got a little bit left in the tank. He got hurt, unfortunately, last year for the Texans, and we couldn't see what he could have done with that core over there. But I'm interested in seeing where he ends up. Stephon Diggs, I hope you get a job, my G. You know what I'm saying? That'll be nice to see. This is how I want to end it, my dude. Perdón. So I saw this on social media page. Hopefully I can show you right there on the screen. But who would you build your franchise around in the quarterback position? Would it be Caleb Williams, who is currently with the Chicago Bears, or C.J. Stroud, who's currently with the Houston Texans? To me, how it all looked, because they both didn't have like outstanding seasons last year. C.J. Stroud's, I guess rookie season the year before was really good. I mean, he shows promise. He shows that he can be a leader out there for these guys, win some ball games. They made the playoffs, so, and then they won their home game in the playoffs last year. So they went up a little notch. But I would take C.J. Stroud over Caleb Williams. And I know Caleb Williams, showed some moves. He can run the ball. He had an amazing arm. I think that he's trying to impress you by running and throwing the ball, like, how my man Mahomie does and stuff like that. But I think that he needs a little bit more time. Let's see what he does this year coming up. He's not a bad quarterback. I think he just needs, more reps, I guess. I don't know. And maybe a better understanding of the offense. You know what I'm saying? Because, there was dumb plays that DJ Moore, I'm like, he came back for the ball to, I'm open. Back, so he can run around. You know what I mean? And I'm like, my G. Caleb Williams needs some help over there, man. But C.J. Stroud, man, that's the guy. I mean, if I, in my fantasy league, my standard league, if I get a chance, I'm gonna pick him up and see what he does. I mean, I wanted him last year, but I'm glad I didn't do it because he didn't really produce. But the kid is good, man. I would rather start my franchise right now in the NFL with him over Caleb Williams. And that's my take, my G. We're gonna go. All right, man. What can I say, B? I love to watch the NBA. I've been a big fan since a little kid. And the Knicks is my team, bro. And the Knicks played the Lakers. We lost in OT. And Jalen Brunson twisted his ankle really bad. And he's going to be out for like about 2 weeks. Now, to me, that really kind of ruins things. I was expecting the Knicks to at least get 55 wins this year. That's going to be a little bit more difficult. To tell you the truth, I don't even think they're going to win 55 games. 50 games, I can see. That's just 10 more games. You know what I mean? And they have a little bit less than 20 games left. But, man, I'm telling you, man. Who's going to step up, Knicks? Who's going to step up, dogs? Because that's a big void for them. If the Cavs lose Devon Mitchell, they got guys to step in and fill their shoes. Even though he's the leading scorer, he's the one that is going to take the last shot. But their bench is a little bit deeper than ours. The Celtics, if they lose like Brown or Tatum, they got one or the other to fill in the shoes. So they're doing good. Nobody on the Lakers is going to get hurt. So, we don't have to, speculate. They pick up an injured player and all of a sudden, what happened to you? What happened to your injury, son? You're just getting healthier and healthier every time I see you. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong? Yeah. Now you lost some weight. The lucky Lakers, babe. Matter of fact, me and my co-host Hovers are now going to be calling it the NBA Lakers. Because tonight is the preview that all you guys want. Well, I don't think the fans really want, but unless you live in Boston or in California, the Lakers are going to host the Celtics, or the Celtics are going to host the Lakers. I don't know. I think they're in B-Town. It's tonight at 8 o'clock. I'm not tuning in. I recommend you don't tune in either. Even though it's going to be difficult, because this is where the high ratings are coming in. This is what the NBA wants, and this is why they allowed the Mavericks to just trade away not just their franchise player, but the top 5th best in the NBA right now. You can't tell me that, Luka's now one of the best in the league, my G. Anyways, lucky Lakers. During the game or halftime or after the game, when they played the Knicks, LeBron James stepped up to Stephen A. Smith to tell him, stop talking about my son. You know what I mean? Shut your mouth and this and that. Now, if you've seen my past videos about Bronny James, I still feel the same way. He's talented enough to be in the NBA, But sitting on the bench over there is not really helping him grow. I think he needs more time in the G League because he's playing good in the G League. He is. He actually is. And the G League, team for the Lakers doesn't even mind him taking the shots and running the plays and seeing what he can do out there. And the G League is showing promise, man, for real. But when he comes to the NBA, it's like, what happened, babe? Like some crazy stat, like he's like 1 for 16 from 3-pointers or something like that, and he's not getting to the line, so he's like averaging less than a point a game and all this stuff. And I'm just thinking, like, I think Stephen A means well. I mean, of course, he has to say stuff that's controversial because that's why they pay him so much to be on ESPN, because it's not like, Hands Down Sports is going to go on ESPN tomorrow and get, an 8-figure salary and talk about, sports. That you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do that for myself here on this platform of YouTube. Hopefully you guys are listening, giving me some likes, subscribe to my channel, babe. I know it costs a lot of money, but that's how I do, son. You know what I mean? Good product, $0. Can't beat it, babe. But that's how I feel, man, about Bronny James. I think that he should not be on the bench. He should not be playing for the Lakers right now, besides being in the G League on a consistent basis. Bring him up next year and see what he does, and give him more playing time. Like, this dude's playing like the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter if there's a lead. Come on, babe. It doesn't help that guy at all, man. So, whatever LeBron was saying, he's getting upset. Your son's never going to be as good as you, my G. I'm sorry. I think your other son, which I don't remember his name right now, is going to do much better in the league. But, I want to see Bronny succeed. I want to see him do good out there. But, he's not right now, son. He's down the road. He's going to show it. And let me see here. Nikola Jokic, the Joker, over in Denver. Yo, this triple-double, serious, my G. 31 points, 21 rebounds, 22 assists. Who had the parlay on that one, dog? Because you won all three. The Joker, son. I mean, he's been doing this. That's why he's been MVP for 3 years in a row kind of thing. Or he won his third MVP. This is like his 5th season. He does it all, dogs. And it's nice and slow. Not, that's it. It's nothing flashy. And he just gets it done, bro. I don't know, man. Those are the stats, like, I mean, who are the few that have gotten stats like that? I know Elijah one game had 20-something points, 20-something rebounds, had 10 blocks, 20-something or 10 assists. He had like a quadruple double type of deal. I mean, Wilt Chamberlain was getting these type of stats on a regular basis, back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But that's huge, man. I mean, I know they want to give the MVP to LeBron, and they want to give 6-man to whoever comes off the bench, And I know I'm hating on the Lakers, even though they got some guys that are good, what I'm saying? But now everybody's excellent, what I'm saying? And they're gonna get Coach of the Year. Lucky Lakers, be the NBA Lakers. You know what I mean? I mean, Denver could give them a run for their money, but my $100 is already there. The Lakers are winning the chip, babe. Sorry, man. LeBron isn't going to retire till probably 3 years from now, when he's like 44, 45 years old. Still averaging 28 a game, you know what I'm saying? But, he's been amazing his whole career. So, what can you do? And I hope you enjoy the Celtics-Lakers game tonight, because that's what you're going to see in the finals. I'm not watching, but that's what you're going to see in the finals, man. Go Hartford. Let's do it. That's my take on the NBA, man. Let me give some props out real quick. Well, guys, this is the portion that I wanted to give out some shout outs. So if you stayed this long, I really appreciate y'all, man. Give me a like, subscribe, you know what I mean, to my channel. Really, really would appreciate that. Much love, my G. So besides me doing my own podcast and putting out my own sports content here on YouTube under Hands Down Sports, you know, this is my starting lineup podcast and my co-host over there, my guy. We always like to give props. So right now, I just want to give props to these guys because, how I ended this last segment in the NBA. These NBA stars are now in the podcast world and they're doing great. But I want to talk about how I feel about their NBA career and just wanted to give a shout out, man, because I've been watching these guys for a while now and I strive to be like them in this podcast YouTube world, man. So hopefully I can one day say like, hey, my channel is dope like theirs, you know what I'm saying? But of course, I want to talk about their NBA career, how I felt when they played, when I watched them on TV, you know what I'm saying? And so, of course, the four podcasts that I'm going to mention today is 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, which is my favorite one, babe. The Knuckleheads, All the Smoke, and Out of the Mud, man, which is really new. So just started watching them like recently for the last couple of weeks. Really dope content over there, man, by those guys. But of course, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, my guy, Carmelo Anthony, which is my brother's favorite NBA player of all time. Thank you for what you've done for the New York Knicks. Those games were epic. I watched almost every minute of it because of you. Now, I didn't want you to end up on the Knicks and we traded away all these guys. I wish you would have been able to join the team when we still had those dudes with Stoudemire and them, you know what I'm saying? Detroit, they should be smacked in the face. Whoever was the GM and whoever was in control of that draft that year when you and LeBron came out, for them not taking you, second pick overall, una maldita pecosa, loco. Just, you should have won a chip with them. They should have molded you into even a more amazing player than you already were and are, and your first time Hall of Fame ballot kind of deal, son. Todos los millones que tú hiciste in your NBA career. You know what I'm saying? Everything's all love. Yeah, of course, when I was younger, I was like, man, Carmelo needs better defense. He scores 40 on you, but then the other opponent scores 40 on him. But it was amazing to see him face Kobe, LeBron, and all those guys. You couldn't go wrong, man. Carmelo, one of the best ever, son. And I'm glad that you're doing your show with fellow Dominicano, Mero over there, the human do-rag, or that good, funny stuff that he does. He's been huge in the entertainment business for a long time now, and much success, my G. Yo quiero ser como ti, loco, como tú. You know what I mean? Of course, the Knuckleheads, they got D Miles and Q Richardson. Big fan of D Miles and Q when they were on the Clippers. Dogs. Dudes in New York were rocking those jerseys of D Miles. Even the Cleveland Cavaliers one, they had that ugly ass blue and black one. Even though the colors was nice, but just the design was horrible. A lot of dudes in New York were rocking that, dogs. I mean, D Miles was electrifying. It was effortless for him to just dunk it on you. Like the highlights that he has in the NBA for the little amount of time which you play, like 7-8 years, amazing. And now, of course, Q, my G, you play for the Knicks. I know we didn't have that type of team to really, go to the playoffs and do damage, what I'm saying, like that. But you play for the Knicks, my G, and is very thankful for what you did. You're a great player, you know what I'm saying? And the stories that you and D Miles have in your podcast of growing up, playing together in those AU leagues and all that stuff, high school and everything. Yo, official, babe. And then every time D Miles talks about, hey, you didn't make it to the NBA straight out of high school and stuff, you made it. You know what I'm saying? You made it to the league. Salute to you guys. Love the podcast. And I love how you started off to every ball player. You'd be like, when you first got into the league, who bust that ass down? Those stories are epic, man. I can listen to that shit all day, my G. All the Smoke, of course, they're the ones that have been doing this for a little bit longer. Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, yo, my G. Those two dudes, if I played in the NBA, I would have loved for you to be on my team. Because you guys never back down. You guys did your thing. Don't let me shoot that three, son. I got you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if I'm right about this, but it showed off from what I seen on my end from the outside that you guys were amazing teammates. I mean, Steven Jackson, my G, when you was on the Pacers and that Malice in the Palace thing happened, dogs, you was out there for your brothers, and I respect that, dogs. And of course the NBA made you look like, thug and all crazy and stuff like that, and you're not. You know what I mean? You're a good dude. You're doing amazing things away from the basketball court. Matt Barnes, your sons, man, I hope they make it to the NBA, dogs. I got twins myself, but I got a daughter-son twin. And you got two twin sons, man. That's amazing, babe. You played for the Knicks too for like a week, and then he traded you somewhere. I think the Philly or something. I forget, babe. But once a Knick, always a Knick, my G. Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Your podcast. All the Smoke. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, come and see me, dogs. I'm here in Orlando, dogs. I mean, you got to bring your own stuff because I don't got to connect like that anymore. But. You know what I mean? Back in my heyday, son. Kobe Bryant was right, man. I want this guy on my team, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys really hold it down, son. And I wish the best for you guys. And then the last podcast, Out of the Mud. I just started listening to these guys, but I'm big. I'm a fan. We got T. Allen over there. He was a defensive specialist. He wasn't letting you score shit. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't known for his offense like that, but don't let him bang it on you, baby. It's a wrap. And of course, Zebo. Zach Randolph, man. I know you play for the Knicks too, so I definitely salute you, my G. You know what I mean? We got Q, Matt, and Z. And Melo, y'all play for the Knicks, man. Forever right here, my G. You know what I'm saying? But, if you ever, watch this clip, I'm going to put it out on Instagram and stuff to give y'all props. But Zebo was serious, man. When he was in Portland, right? I was like, damn, B, I wish he was on the Knicks, B. We need him on the Knicks. Then he came to the Knicks, and we just didn't have, a team to, surround him with. You know what I'm saying? It's just when he went to Memphis, that's when he really shined and brought, a lot of success to the franchise, playoff-wise and everything, B. And I was expecting, hopefully you would have had that with the Knicks. But, it is what it is, B. We was just paying everybody top dollar to come and play for us, but at that, it wasn't working out for us, B. But salute you guys. You guys were great NBA players, and it was very exciting to see y'all do your thing on the court. And now you guys are entertaining by doing these podcasts, and I hope that mine turns out to be a great one as well. So thanks for the just for inspiring, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know baseball is my favorite sport, and I'm probably going to talk about the NFL the most on this Starting Lineup podcast, but, when it comes to basketball, yeah, man, you guys were the shit, and I listened to your podcast almost as much as I could, you know what I'm saying? But that's my tribute and my, giving out the flowers, man, while we're still here, you know what I'm saying? God bless. And like always, my G. Estamos aquí. Hands down shit, you know what I mean?